Just people, I'm gonna blame you. All right, it's almost fault. All there. It's not me. It's not me. No, I'm joking. Everyone's a bit busy today, so sorry for the late show. We don't really go at this time, but we are going at this time. Look, football's back. That's the most important thing. Football's back. There's 200 of you in here already live, so make sure you're smashing that like button as well. We're joined by Mr. D. I think this might be your first time on Never a Foul, isn't it?
Debut. Thank you for having me on. Thank you for having me on. As I said to Daps, I spoke to Daps more times than my dad. In the last 3 days, we've been in shows together, so it's good. It's good to have him. It's good to be on here.
Do you know what? And the thing is, so we were on Potts' channel on Wednesday. Yeah. And it's the first time I've done a show with D. And afterwards, I was like, you know what? I like that D guy, the Palace. And Cass was like, yeah, he's got some wild takes. I was like, nah, I don't think he has. Then I was on Terrace with you yesterday, and I heard the wild takes.
Well, I don't think that's wild though, what I said. But
exactly.
All right, you know what? You're right. It wasn't wild. There were probably, but it was very opinionated on Man United. Which, listen, bro, I'm not knocking you for it. I mean, I hope we have it now. And then you're here. But yeah, that is good. It's always good to have more people in the Never a Foul family. So
yeah, man. Thank you. Yeah, man.
So you better tread carefully this show, otherwise. Back to Potts' show, mate. Back
to Potts' show. All right, let's not talk about Man United then, because every time we talk about United, there's stuff happening off the pitch. And you already spoke about it before we went live.
If anyone doesn't know, D is a Crystal Palace fan. Yeah, and that's fine because it's a bit like, you know, when we have what's it called on Joe on. Big up Joe, by the way. When Joe's on, he supports Leeds. It doesn't matter who he supports. But see this guy, yeah, when I tell you now, Man United must have hurt this guy during his childhood. Not just Man United and Arsenal. It's both of them. Yeah, this guy absolutely cannot.
I'm liking D more and more. I'm not going to lie. I'm liking D more and more.
I'll be honest. Right now, I said it to Daps as well. I want City to win everything. This is fantastic. Because
we're doing quite well at that as well, to be fair.
Yeah, exactly. When City won the treble, it was the best thing in the world because that means a few other clubs were in the mud. So for me, I don't have no personal agendas. What I said yesterday on the show for the Football Terrace about Sancho, I felt that kind of way against Ten Hag. I rate Ten Hag, you know, but I thought, you know, he handled the situation bad. But that's my opinion. I'm not gonna pretend that I don't have that opinion. Because,
we all have teams that we don't like.
Yeah, we do.
I don't like Newcastle.
Why don't you like Newcastle?
I don't know what it is about them. Just don't like them.
You're just scared.
Hold on, let's do two. So with these twos are Arsenal and Man United, yeah, and probably Brighton as well.
That's a fake rivalry.
Isn't it Brighton? This Palace Brighton thing. What is it?
It's bullshit.
Is it because there's bare shotters from Palace's ends go down
it's from back in the day, and they're kind of, with all due respect, they're a weird bunch. Like they are. I know a few good Brighton fans like Maz and like Ryan. But Brighton, they support like 2-3 clubs, Premier League clubs at the same time. So yeah, we're rivals, but I don't really want to be associated with them because it's so unserious. It's for like Brighton and Chelsea. They got both season tickets. It's kind of like,
oh, for real?
Yeah. There's a lot of Brighton. If you go on Twitter and you'll see, you have Brighton fans saying Brighton/Chelsea or Brighton/United. I guess because they're a small club like Palace that they used to support. But we don't really support two clubs. I don't.
No. I don't even get. It's to the point where I don't even understand people that say, "Oh yeah, my European team." Like, what?
Yeah.
To be fair, it's a lot of Tottenham fans that are like they've got a European Tottenham fans. I get it. To be fair.
Yeah, but that's what. Yeah, see, with Brighton, that's the situation. Yes, we are rivals, and I don't like Brighton at all. But it is what it is. It's a bit from before my era how it started. But yeah, here we are. To be fair, I can't really chat about Brighton because they're in Europe and we're still fighting to finish in the top 10, which we've only done once since we've been in the Premier League in the last
I was going to say, Cass, who are your two?
Oh, who I hate the most?
Yeah.
If I'm being honest, who I hate the most? Arsenal and Liverpool.
Yeah, it's mad. It's mad. It's the same for me, I'll be
that real. Makes sense. Arsenal, Liverpool makes sense.
Mine should be United, but my dad hated Scousers badly, really badly, like really, really away from football, just don't trust Scousers. Like, listen, it's not. I have no issues with Scousers.
You got all the Scousers in the chat upset now. Watch.
It is what it is. No, but real talk, man. Like, our car would get broken into. He'd be like, "It's the Scousers." We're like, "Dad, it's probably Salford." But nah, it's the Scousers. Like, it's even. And my sister married one. Like, my sister did what girls do, and they went against her dad and married one. And then the other one is, I guess, because of where I live now, I've grown up around a lot of Mo with a proper background. I've grown up around a lot of Arsenal fans in the last like 10, 15 years, and I just find them arrogant as hell. And that's not just about football.
Yeah, I hear that. Yeah.
Mo, you're back.
I just actually hopped in. I just didn't change, actually.
Is there going to be a divorce soon if you do the show? Or we could?
No, my wife is actually in Paris. My wife actually didn't come with me.
Oh, are you already divorced?
She's already gone.
Well, she's with what's a proper French name? Marcel. She's with Marcel right now.
Jean-Claude.
She's with Jean-Paul.
Jean-Paul.
Risking his marriage for these shows.
She's having the time of her life with Jean-Paul right now.
I'm all right, man. Nice to meet you. First time we do a show together.
Yeah,
bro.
yeah. First time. Thank you for having me on.
Yeah, I don't worry. Mo, you found your match.
Why?
Delusion.
Neither of your clubs spend money.
Certain clubs, they spend money, but they're still mediocre and they're still on the top left. But anyways, we'll move on from that, innit? Because they say glazes out, but they're spending money.
Just give it to him, man.
Yeah.
Pause. I'll give you that one. Pause.
I bet you would.
But yeah, we're actually going to dive into the games. I can't believe it's actually back tomorrow. This break.
This one's felt longer, innit? It's felt longer than
forever.
I don't know why has it felt. Why has this one felt longer than other?
Because you haven't had one like this for 2 years.
Is that what it is?
Yes.
No, but you should no, because it's always, isn't it always? You have a weekend. Yeah, I swear we always have this one.
It happened last year, but there was always Champions League last year every week because of the
World Cup. And then after the yeah, maybe you're right actually.
Maybe,
yeah. Well, it's just
United
long.
didn't help the situation. Like, I don't want to talk about United, but
he kept it entertained.
United actually kept the algorithms ticking just
but
about.
You want a little break, don't you? It's international break, and every time you look in the news, United are doing something else.
If it was the first time, what would you be doing, man? Playing golf?
I mean, bro, right now you're talking to a team that's sitting on the top half. Come on, man. You just come on. Let's. we might be playing golf because we've earned it since our start to the season. But look, all jokes aside, of course, it's still early in the season. I'm not gonna act like certain clubs who, Lawless. I love him to bits, but he's talking about being fourth or third. It's still early days. But look, the good thing about international break, if you're going to international break and you're looking forward to the next game, that means that you've probably had a good start or you're going in it with a good mood. Majority of the time, if you're not looking forward to international break, then that's good. If you're looking forward to it, like certain clubs, then that's probably like a sign that you need to improve. So right now, I'm looking forward to the game. I'm looking forward to the weekend. It's been a nice little break, and we just have to kick on. But of course,
man, little bros down there in Palace.
I guess it does usually happen in it where transfer window closes, then international break comes, and it's interesting because like we're going to get into one game after the transfer window, but because the transfer window closed on the Friday, but it means that Cam's talking, but like. I'm about to sneeze. No, I'm not. I am going to sneeze.
You might want to.
What 30 seconds? I was so confused.
That was a mad bulb. Sorry, that was Starter FC. But it's an interesting one because like the City game tomorrow, because of the Kovacic injury, there's a potential that Nunes might start for us, and it's like Pep's seen Nunes probably twice because Pep wasn't here before the international break, and it's for me, it's not ideal to play a team like West Ham that is so good at set pieces, and we've got a player potentially having to play that maybe doesn't know how the rest of the squad move for set pieces and stuff. But this is how it is, isn't it? It's back football, and I don't know, like on Terrace yesterday, the way everyone was seeing the City West Ham game, D, as a walk in the park for City, I thought was mad. I'm not going to lie. I thought like bare disrespectful to West Ham and where they are at the moment, and the fact it's a away game. Like,
you know what it is? There's no massive games this weekend in terms of names, but there's some interesting ties. I think United, Brighton, that's a good tie. City, West Ham. You got like smaller ties, like even like Newcastle, Brentford, due to Newcastle's form going into the international break. They got Brentford. I think that should be like a good game as well. So there's actually like good games, but it's not like the big names such as United versus City or Arsenal versus, I don't know, like Chelsea or, you know, them type of games.
Or Palace v
Villa. Or Palace v Brighton. That's it. We got Villa, but apart from
who is your derby rivals?
Brighton.
Brighton. Yeah,
but it shouldn't be
Brighton. It's a derby. That's rivals.
Brighton, Millwall.
It should fully build Millwall, really, isn't it?
Right? Yeah. It's Millwall. We beat them recently.
Wimbledon, AFC, I guess.
I wouldn't really class Wimbledon, but yeah.
No, but back in the day, it would have been, right? But in fact, you both used to play at Selhurst, didn't you?
Yeah. So we both they played at Selhurst as well.
Yeah, man,
I'll say right now, in terms of London rivals, probably West Ham are the closest, even though
they're not that far across the waters from you, really, isn't it?
Yeah. The other clubs you can't really compete with, right? Other London clubs so far that I could think of, unless I'm mistaken.
West Ham are better than Chelsea, bro. What are you talking about?
We finished above Chelsea last year, so yeah, there is that, but that's only like a one-season tax. Apart from that, normally we can't compete with Chelsea. We don't have £1 billion to spend. But yeah, with that money, you can probably buy Palace, let alone, you know, buy players. So
Simon Jordan did, right?
Limited amount of teams that we can really compete with.
I'm gonna move on anyways. Arsenal will take a trip to Goodison Park on Sunday, so I'm gonna do a reverse. They're the last game Tuesday, I think. So that's a Sunday game. They haven't won in the Mersey at Goodison Park in 5 years. Is anyone thinking that this time around though, because where Everton kind of sit? Now they got even new ownership, to be fair to them. Which is that
confirmed? Because I heard you say this earlier. Is that proper done and everything?
Yeah, proper done. That's done.
Been done quite quietly, really, to be fair, isn't it?
Yeah. So a 500 million take, something like that. So they've been taken over. Is this going to be a tough test for Arsenal? Does anyone think that this is going to be a pretty much a walkover? Because you know what it is? History is history, and that stadiums are bogey teams, right? But when I say Everton look janky, no one can sit here and say, you know what?
Don't need Jagielka.
Yeah, but hold on, Kaz. They absolutely looked awful, Everton, last year. And the Arsenal still didn't win.
Not this bad, surely not this bad.
Oh, it was absolutely horrific last year, bro.
But
who did they have last year this time?
But do you know the thing
it was Sean Dyche's first game.
Do you know the thing that surprised me? Yeah, but hold on. But that was new manager bounce. This is what surprised me with Everton. Yeah, is I remember what Dyche said at the end of last season. Right, he said, "Everton cannot be happening again last season. This is not acceptable for Everton. I've been here for long enough now I've seen what the issues are. I will be addressing them in the summer, and next season Everton will not be fighting relegation." Right, and I thought, yeah, you know what, I hear that from Dyche because he knows how to play that football that will get them. It won't look, they're not going to make the fans happy, but it's going to get them clear of relegation. Yeah. And then they've started the season. I'm like, I don't really see what you're doing different, but it's mad because back end of last season when Arsenal, I think, had to go to Everton and I was thinking, oh, hold on, this whole curse that Everton and Anfield seems to have over Arsenal could drop points. I'm not seeing it now. I think Arsenal are going to go there and batter them. To be honest, I think I won't even say batter. Arsenal will go and get 3 points, and that's all they need to do. But I don't think I'd love to say I think Arsenal are going to drop points, but I just can't see it. I can't see it at the moment. Everton aren't fighting yet. They're not fighting yet.
I can see maybe a 2-0 Arsenal. I'll be honest, the thing about Everton right now going into this game is better because I don't know if you guys seen him, but he's been interesting. I think that's the word to use for Everton. Like, he's lively, he's tall, he's physical, and I think that will be an interesting battle. But Arsenal should have enough and will have enough. We spoke about it yesterday as well. For me, Arsenal need to go into this game, and there's been this debate about Arsenal versus City in terms of City's approach. City's slow starts to the season. Is this going to be a right approach for Arsenal? But the thing is, we spoke about it, but Arsenal are not on the same level as City. Like, City can start slow, but we know that they could get the job done later on. For Arsenal, I feel like they need to be front forward and just start this game strong and start to prove a point. Because so far this season, Arsenal haven't really been on the levels that they have last season. it's a bit poor from their standards from last season. And there are 1 or 2 question marks about Havertz. Is it him? Is it maybe like a few other injuries here and there? Because Jesus is still coming back. But I haven't seen that energy from. I know they beat United, which was a very good result. But even that game, it could have went the other way as well. Arsenal did have a lot of chances, and Saka should have put maybe 1 or 2 in. But I just haven't got that same sense from Arsenal so far. I just, in this game, I think they just need to prove a point and say, we are the Arsenal of last season. Let's get a comfortable victory and let's show them what we're about. Because I haven't seen that so far. I really haven't.
They have to go to Goodison Park and dominate Everton from the first minute to the last minute, which is what Arsenal...
Why do they have to do that, Mal?
So, again, we'll say it again. Against Man City, against Pep, you win the league by stamping your authority in most of the games. And Arsenal did that last year, even though they struggled for 10, 20 minutes or something like that, some games. But I thought this season they're not as fluid. And this is a new start for them. Look at Man City last year at the end of the league. They stamped their authority. They go to games knowing what they want to do, and it's their game and the opposition plays in it. And I think Arsenal should not get dragged into a fight with Everton, should just dominate the game because they have the capabilities to do that. They have the player that can do that. And I think that it's the 2 weeks are good for them that they stop playing football. They go to Everton, dominate the game. Even if you win 1-0, by the way, is snatch one, walk away, knowing that, yeah, we got our rhythm back, even if away from home, because this is where you win the league against these teams. You know what I mean? Like home and away, you win against Everton's, you win against the Fulham.
But not always, but not always by stamping your authority. We won a league by a scruffy game against Everton, a decision going our way. And firstly, for any City fans watching this, right now I'm talking about Arsenal, and I don't want you to start thinking I'm giving them praise or any of that, right? I think my stance is very clear. If we are the best Manchester City, I don't care what Arsenal, Liverpool, anyone does, we win the league, right? But for me, this is a different season for Arsenal. Arsenal's fans are demanding more. Arsenal's fans are not happy with bigger fish to fry, right? They're not. They want a run in the Champions League. If that drops off, they want to know they've got cups to fall back on, right? Arsenal's fan base wants Arsenal to compete in all competitions, right? They can't address this season the way they did last season. They need to win games ugly. They need to rotate. And I don't know if maybe Arteta gets that as well. And Arteta is, like I spoke a lot last season at the start, how I get why Pep was rotating defenders, trying different partnerships, because it's better to do it at the start of the season than do it at the end when you're really in a title race and you're putting 2 players to play next to each other for the first time. I'm not saying he is doing it for that reason, but they're definitely trying things at the moment. Now, if they're still picking up 3 points trying things, I don't know, like, we can try and make it into news and we can try and, but I don't think it is. I think Arsenal fans, it's also good for Arsenal's fans' expectations, right? Because maybe they won't expect too much. They won't get ahead of themselves. If they're blowing teams away, by October, they're going to say they've won the league, right? If they're winning games unconvincingly, the fans are going to know that this is a fight. Like, I think they need that in the Champions League as well, because I've seen far too many Arsenal fans that think they're going to walk into the Champions League first time back for however many years. They've never won it before. They're not the champions of England, and they're thinking that they're going to walk into the Champions League and say they can't wait to play Bayern because they think they're going to play them off the pitch. I think some of Arsenal's fan bases need their expectations lowered a little bit. So I think a scruffy game, 3 points, they should be happy and move on from that.
But Daps, you know what it is? I think you're talking from a City perspective, because I think what you described now, if that was to happen for City, you'll be fine with it. But I feel like there's more expectation with Arsenal this season. And that's why there's already been a few Arsenal fans frustrated with some of their games despite winning, because the process word has been used around left, right, center. It's like, how many years can you use this process word until you have an end product? You can't be cooking a meal in the oven forever. It'll be overcooked. You have to take it at the right time and have a nice meal. Now is the right time for Arsenal. This season should be it. The process has been going on for a few years now. And that's why, yes, they could have a slow start. But if they have a slow start, this is not Man City where they've been dominating the league or even winning trebles, where the expectation that that you could come and that you could still win something at the end of it. With Arsenal fans, it'll be like, oh, here we go again. there's another failure. I think some of them are more. It depends. I think the fan base is split right now, but I think some of them are more demanding based on.
But that's what I mean,
not winning anything so far.
That's why I think their expectations. Look, if you go out and bag your first ever 8 out of 10, right? Not 10 out of 10, your first ever 8 out of 10, yeah? Are you going to say next time I'm going out, like guaranteed every time I go out, I bag 10 out of 10s? If you've only ever bagged 1 out of 8 out of 10, are you going to all of a sudden say, and that's what their expectations should not be as high. Like when they're talking about, yeah, we could win the Champions League. Yeah, why? I want to play Bayern. I think some of their fans need to lower their expectations a bit. And I think by scraping results, it will lower their expectations. And I think in the long term, that could help the team because it won't be as much pressure on the team.
But they won't win the league though. Nobody has ever won the league against Pep Guardiola, not playing a way of football that you actually just dominate games and do stuff.
Liverpool
like
didn't dominate all teams, bro. I remember one game in particular against Palace where Palace were like,
yeah, not all games. Daps, okay, once every what? But D just said that we haven't 4 games in, we haven't seen the Arsenal of last year. So if we continue with that. So when are we going to see him? When are we going to see them back?
Let me ask you a question. Have Arsenal been dominated? Not have they dominated. Have Arsenal been dominated in any of the 4 games so far this season?
No. Oh, Man United.
Okay.
Not
bro,
really.
No. United did not dominate.
Let me finish. Man United were able to just keep the ball even at the back without Arsenal getting the ball from them.
And do not much with it. So
okay, Arsenal don't do that. You can't do that against City.
No, but that's what I'm saying, bro.
You wouldn't be allowed to.
Go.
The only team in the league that is allowed to. That's the only team that is allowed to do that, and Pep Guardiola allowed them to do that is Brighton against City.
But we're not Arsenal, are not us, and we are not them. Right?
Okay.
Like I just said, Arsenal this season are expected to go 38 games in a title race. They're expected to challenge in the Champions League. They're expected to go on cup runs. Right? You can't be going full blast every single game and expect that to last the whole season. Liverpool tried to do it. Look what happened, right? So maybe Arteta is thinking, do you know what? Let's reserve some energy at the moment because we've got a long season ahead of us. And as long as they're getting the points, I think it's a bit...
Yeah. It depends on the Arsenal fan they speak to, Daps. I think that's what it is. There'll be some Arsenal fans here that are happy with everything. They're like, we're still picking up points, 10 out of 12. That's still very good return. And that's all that matters. There'll be some Arsenal fans saying, oh, could we have done better in the transfer window? They have worries naturally. So I think maybe as we play more games, we can see a bit better where Arsenal will be at after 10 games. I think like that, you will see more about the fan base. But right now, it seems like there is not a majority split. I think the majority of the Arsenal fans are still happy with the start of the season, but there's some that's also going to be cautious about it because the performances naturally haven't matched last season, and there's been questionable moments in games. I wouldn't say Arsenal got dominated, but for example, Forest was questionable. Even Palace, they had chances against us, and I think Arsenal 100% deserved the win. But I've seen Arsenal last year against Palace. Their performance against us was way more convincing. Of course, in the second half, they had 10 men and they defended fantastically.
Some disagree with you there, D. And you're the Palace fan. What? Oh no, some said it was a much better performance this year.
Better performance this year?
After the 10 men cast, yes. After Arsenal got the red card, after Tomiyasu's red card.
Yeah, defensive performance, yeah. But in terms of going forward, Arsenal wasn't as great as they were last year.
You know what it's for me?
Last year, they took us off the park.
For me, back to the Everton game, the way I'm viewing it is because of heritage at that ground itself. If Arsenal don't get a fast start, as in the first half, then I don't really see them blowing Everton away in the second, if that makes sense. I feel like if you allow Everton to get anywhere they need to, as in 0-0 till 70th minute, it's going to be very, very hard to score a winner there. Especially when they got that new guy up top as well. He's a handful, that Beto guy, and everything like that. So Danjuma's a little bit on fire. But to be fair, I expect a controlled performance by them. I think this is... you know what? This is just me hoping that it goes in a draw or something like that. But I just see, I can't lie. I see a 4-0. I'll see a 4-0.
It's a big statement like that. We'll do them world of good.
If you look at Everton, they've scored 2 goals in the Premier League this season. At home, they haven't scored a goal yet. They're mentally shit. They're garbage. They are garbage. They are arse and cheeks. They just about scraped a draw against Sheffield United.
But Kaz, you know one thing I'll say? Look, they are garbage in terms of results, but they've created a lot of chances as well. They have, and they just haven't had in games. They have created chances. They just haven't had the finisher. And in some of them games, Beto wasn't there. I remember it was against Wolves. They faced them at home. They should have won that game. I don't know how they lost that game. They created a lot of chances. They couldn't finish it. Now with that Beto factor, it's going to be interesting to see how many of them chances they actually finish. I will give them that. And also about Sean Dyche, he got Burnley relegated. It's not 100% that they're going to stay up because they got Dyche, because Dyche has been relegated before as well. But in this game, after the international break, you got a bit of time to work with the players. You got also Beto, who's blending into the team as well now. It should be an interesting game. Maybe they can offer a bit more, but Arsenal should win. And I think it'll be a nice statement because Arsenal have struggled at Everton.
It'll be another hurdle. To be fair, it would be another. It would be another statement. Kind of. We've done something that we haven't done before. It's just another thing that.
Guys, almost 650 of you here. Hit that like button for us underneath your live chat. It looks like this, and then it helps us move to the next person and get more subscribers and more viewers. So moving on from Arsenal, you guys want to super chat? Yes.
It's just every single fan base wants to tell Arsenal fans how to feel about their team. That's kind of rich, Tevin. If we back our team, we are delusional. If we say let's chill on our expectations, we need to have more chest. Like, what the fuck?
I mean, be balanced is what I'd say.
The thing is, all fans are different.
I think Arsenal fans generally, Arsenal fans want to be. They want to be in a title race. They want to be spoke of as a big team, which they are, by the way. And they are also in a title race, by the way. So there's two compliments for you. They want us to do this, but then they want to moan us about us doing this. And it's like, I don't know what we do. Like,
it's frustration more than
we're going to talk on you because see it as a compliment. We're talking on you because you're in a title race. Like, look, D's here going. You probably won't talk about Palace.
So let's move on then. Let's move on from Arsenal then.
The game before on that Sunday is Chelsea. They're placing little old Bournemouth down at the seaside. Now, this is funny because earlier I was speaking on Poch when he came out with his comments about him starting Chilwell at left wing, and it looks like he's got to start him there again, saying we don't have the options. So clearly he doesn't want by going off the comments, he doesn't want Sterling on the left. He doesn't trust Mudryk on the left, nor does he want Madueke on the left. He wants Chilwell there for the time being until maybe Nkunku comes back potentially. But I'm saying here right now, Poch is playing with thin ice, mate. Thin ice. Because if he does not win this game and he continues with Chilwell, oh my word, it's going to go to shit.
They won't sack him though. I think that's why he's a bit more.
How long?
But surely not. Like you say, how long? But surely not. Like
Tuchel quick.
But then Tuchel, they didn't break Tuchel from the start. I think that's the main thing.
I don't think Tuchel's because there was the Tuchel and the Bowley. They clearly clashed. Yeah. But I think I get what Cass is saying. Well, what you guys are saying, because for me, I think the fact that Bowley gave Potter a 5-year contract suggests that Bowley was backing Potter. Bowley was like, you're going to have time. Don't worry. I want you to build a new style, a new brand, a new style of football, all of that, right? But it got to a point, and I agree, because I was saying to Chelsea fans, you need to calm down. You need to give this guy time. But it got to a point where it's like, no, it's got too toxic. Even I was going, he needs to go because it's not working and it's getting worse and worse and worse. Now, that's where Poch has probably been told the same things. You got time. Don't worry. We get it's a new squad. But if they keep not getting results, if he keeps being stubborn and playing what he thinks and not what and by the way, he shouldn't go by what fans say. We're fans, we're not managers. But it is playing with fire because Chelsea fans switch very quickly. Like 4 games in, I'm not saying the majority of Chelsea fans are Poch out, but it at very least is a conversation after 4 damn games, right?
But you know why that is though? You know why that is? It's because of Chelsea themselves. And it's not a diss to Chelsea fans, but Chelsea are known with, getting rid of a manager if it doesn't work. They were used to that under the Abramovich era. But I think Chelsea fans need to adjust to the new era as well. I don't think it's a case of after 4 or 5 games talking about sacking a manager. Man. Why?
What new era, bro?
No, you know what?
Under Bowley.
You know what? If I'm a Chelsea, I'm trying to put myself in a Chelsea fan shoes right now, and I'm going to think of it on a Man United perspective. I've just gone through pre-season. I've seen some good football from all the players, by the way. left wing, right wing, Nkunku, no Nkunku. I've seen some good combinations, Matson, etc., etc. A lot of these youngsters, Andre Santos, which I think is weird. I think they could have done with that guy. I think he's wicked, right? I think he's definitely got the minerals to be better than Gallagher in a few games. But anyways, if I'm Chelsea and I'm sitting there and I'm thinking, my club they have spent a lot of money, but I've got actual wingers on my bench, and I'm seeing Ben Damn Chilwell start left wing. I'm going to be questioned. It's like when we've had wingers on the bench and Eric Ten Hag opts to put Bruno there or something last year, and I was like, what are you doing, bro? You cost us the game.
But it's even more.
Why is he doing this then?
But that's it.
What I'm trying to say is it might work in one game, but why do you keep persisting with it when you've got better players that can do the job? And you know what? The football's decent. It's just that I know now as a football, if I'm going to play Chelsea, I know most of their attacks are going to be successful. Where? Down the right. That's why Nottingham Forest had fun the way they wanted to. I'll be pissed.
I think you're right, because that's what I get, because I say, Chelsea, you should calm down, slow down, and all of that. But the one thing that I like is consistent with every Chelsea fan is and like, look at Arsenal. Arsenal have been playing different this season to last season, yeah. But we understand why, and they were doing it through pre-season, right? Whereas the thing with Chelsea is, it was working in pre-season. Why the hell have you changed it? Like, what? If you were doing it pre-season,
because of injuries,
yeah.
Hold on.
Injuries.
So what injuries? Tell me, since pre-season have made
what? So and Chukwuemeka.
No, because Nkunku. No, hold on, because Nkunku was injured pre-season, bro. So that's
no. Nkunku last game before he played left wing.
Hold on. When did Nkunku last play for Chelsea?
The
game before last game with the
was he? I thought he was injured through. My bad.
No. So he tried Chukwuemeka. So his plan was to play Chukwuemeka to the left or Nkunku, and both of them got injured.
So Nkunku was playing pre-season.
He played 3 games out of the 4,
didn't know that.
or 4 out of the 5. So, by the way, this Chilwell notion of him being left wing, I actually think he is the better option. There is nobody else.
I think there is.
There is.
That's not what the manager believes.
No, but
you said a bit negative though.
You said Mo. You said, what do you think? There's no better option. There's compromising. Yes, Sterling's sick on the right now, but I'd be moving him over to the right. Left to accommodate. Look,
if that's the case, yes. Okay, yes.
Think about it.
Modric's a winger.
Yeah, bro, Modric is not in his plan.
Hold on. I get it, but are we really saying that Chilwell is a better winger than Modric?
Oh yeah,
that's worrying if that's the case.
Come on, bro.
Course, yeah.
That's scary. That's scary. If I'm a child, I don't look in terms of attacking ability. Surely Modric can offer a bit more on a wing. When we talk about wing back,
assists.
That's different.
Does he offer more assists, crosses, passes?
But hold on, hold on, Mo.
Give me one aspect.
No, hold on, Mo. What are you doing here, right? Because if you're asking for numbers, like, we can't talk at Chelsea because Modric really hasn't played that much,
Okay. What about ability?
Bro, he's a winger. Chilwell is not a winger, right?
Yeah.
If we ignore his period at Chelsea, which we're having to do with most Chelsea players, look, I want to slander Modric, but Modric is a winger, that Arsenal were interested in, Chelsea were interested in, big money, right? And you're now trying to say a left back that's only just started playing as a winger and hasn't done much as a winger so far since he's been there. Now he's a better winger than Modric.
He created the most. Basically, guys, I think you guys think he plays a winger. He says he's a winger and everything. He has to play Chilwell there because he has no Reece James. Nobody crosses the ball at Chelsea. It's only Chilwell and Reece James.
What do you mean? They have got one in there, but he's frozen them out apparently because he didn't want to go to Burnley.
Okay. See, Cass, I get what you're saying. But it's not up to me. For Matson's story, it looks like it's a contract issue apart from football. It looks like it has nothing to do with the football because he played him. He chose him a couple of games. So that's not for me to comment on the Matson situation. The guy doesn't want to sign a contract. They want to discipline the guy. That's not up to us here to decide. It's the same as Sancho. Is he better than this or that? Okay, that's your manager's choice. But for us to sit here and assume that, he's going to play Modric offers nothing.
No, we're not assuming, but we're saying that, like, And look, we're having a conversation, and I'm just looking at Mudryk. I really haven't gone back and watched the club he previously played at, but I do know he's a winger. I do know he plays on the wing for Ukraine. I do know that Arsenal and Chelsea were in for him, and I do know that Chilwell is not a winger. And so far, while playing there, listening to the Chelsea fans that watch the club more than I do, they're not happy with his output as a winger. It just seems confusing to why Poch is continuing to play in there. And I'm just thinking right now with the options they have, why would you not give Mudryk a go? Like we've spoke about, like Terry actually spoke yesterday about Sancho and Anthony, yeah, and going, do you know what? Why not try Pellistri there? Because Sancho and Anthony haven't done anything to write home about, right? So what's the worst that could happen? And so far, why not try Mudryk there? He's a winger. You paid a lot of money for him. Why not give him a go there before
he gave him 45 minutes last game?
5 minutes.
Come on, man.
He doesn't really get that much game time. But look, one thing I'll say, Daps, is I do think you did say that he'll be under a lot of pressure if they do lose, and that'll happen. Even a draw, but I do think they will end up getting a win. By the way, because I think Bournemouth. I think Bournemouth suits them because Bournemouth. I know not a lot of people talk about them, but they're going through a transition themselves. They've got a new manager. They're brought in a lot of new players as well. So I think when you look at both teams, I think Chelsea will end up getting a result. But I just think in general, this is not even about Bournemouth. In general, I think Chelsea fans, for the time being, need to. Of course, high standards. It worked with Abramovich, but the expectations at times when you're talking about sacking a manager after 4 games with the injuries that they do have, it's a bit too much. But I get it because it's Chelsea and it's worked for Chelsea.
It's stupid for me. It's stupid decision. Your manager needs to solve problems. He tried to solve it once with Chilwell. They're called. Didn't even look that great. Yes, he might have worked against Luton, or whatever it was, but that's Luton Town, right? It's not looking good there. Like I wouldn't have. You can clearly see even against Luton that most of their attacks were coming through Sterling, which it did. That's why he got two assists and a goal or something like that.
Cass, who played on the left against Liverpool?
At that moment of time, that was
Chukwuemeka that scored. The guy that's Chukwuemeka.
The thing is,
they look good that game, right? Chelsea look good against Liverpool.
If we're going to play players where they are, why the hell is Gallagher playing in a pivot? He shouldn't be the one that is to receive a ball and go forward. He should be running beyond Jackson because that's what he does best, not Enzo Fernandez. That's one thing, right? Colwill is not a left back. When he gets dragged out wide, he doesn't look as comfy. Why is Thiago Silva playing in a back four when you're trying to accommodate a centre back that's 38 years old? Just play Colwill and Disasi.
Who's a nail on the head?
Sorry, and here's another thing. Hold on. Who's a good left back, by the way, as well?
Chilwell.
Boom.
So exactly. Cass hit the nail on the head. He does not trust the defense to play 2 of them without the third. Otherwise, he would have did.
What's the point of buying 150 million in Caicedo, who is meant to be shielding that back four, if you're not going to use him to do what he does best? Because look, let's be honest, we can pinpoint.
And Malo Gusto is great defensively as well. Malo Gusto is fantastic defensively.
Exactly. The thing is, Chelsea got all the ball, they got nice possession and everything, but you need an attacker over there because Jackson's starving. Put Mudryk there. Go put Sterling there. Put Cole Palmer now on the right hand side potentially. I don't know, but it's just not it. That's it. It's just not it. It's not the solver.
Well, we do think he'll get a win. They'll get a win, right? Against
Bournemouth. Yeah. I think so. I think so.
Yeah,
they should.
If they get a win, that will calm down all the hype that's going on for a tiny while. But yeah, it doesn't help Poch that he's got injuries. But then again, I know. True. Look, these are the things that we're talking about right now. They could also be solved in the short term. But it's all in it. Regardless of what happens, this Poch out thing.
Well, what do you mean? It can be. I don't want to dwell on Chelsea because we're going to talk about another game. Yeah. But just give me how can this be solved in a short term? Chelsea.
Some of the players we're talking about, like potentially Mudryk playing there instead of Chilwell. Like he could help himself in that aspect because it does seem a bit negative. Even Colwill, like left back, do you get it? It's too many defenders on the pitch that he's putting on. And for a club like Chelsea, what Chelsea fans are used to, they're not. Well, to be fair, they did have a few managers with defenders, but they're used to winning. When you're not winning and you have that many defenders, you will naturally ask the questions, especially spending £1 billion, and there are options that are on the bench. So. That's what he could do maybe to help the situation. If he at least tried Mudryk and then it didn't work, then those questions will be solved. But we're talking about 4 games. No one's gonna, well, apart from City. City's gonna win the league anyways. We all know that. But the season ain't over after 4 games. There's gonna be lots of twists and turns. And when the players come back from injury, then we'll see what Poch is cooking, really.
Do you know what I would say as well? That this is where Cass started this segment on Chelsea off saying he's playing with fire. And this is a thing that, like, if he sticks with how he's playing, right? And this is where it's risk. And everyone has to take a risk. If he sticks with it and it starts working, then everyone will quieten down, right? But every game he doesn't make changes and maybe go to what seems like common sense, the more the fan base are going to start to turn on him, because they're going to be like, hold on, again, you're playing a left back as a winger.
Yeah.
We've got wingers there. And this is the truth. Like, Cole Palmer can play on the right. Generally, he plays on the right. Sterling, a lot of his career has played on the left, right? If you continue to go against this, you're playing with fire, right? It could work for him, and then it will just be, everyone will forget about
Cole
it, right?
Palmer. I actually forgot about that. If Cole Palmer plays on the left, he wouldn't be the worst
Cole
thing in the
Palmer can't
world.
play on the left, bro. Cole Palmer cannot play on the left.
You can just
No,
Sterling.
bro.
Sterling. So let me ask you something. It's as simple as that. Would you trust Sterling on the left more or Cole Palmer?
Sterling.
I'll
Bro, Cole
say,
Palmer.
yeah.
Sorry, that's like right. Okay, so let's look at Mahrez, Mo. You know Mahrez very well. You're a big fan of Mahrez, right?
Yeah.
In Mahrez's career, how many times have you seen Mahrez play on the left?
Not a lot.
Right, because when you can cut in and hit a ball with your left foot that damn well, why play him on the left, bro? Like, Cole Palmer, lethal weapon is cutting in and shooting with his left foot, bro.
Yeah, I can't remember the game, Daps, but he played on the left in one of the some minutes last year.
I remember. I know what you're talking about. I know what you're talking about. But he was asked.
He was amazing, bro.
For all of that, I can send you goals he has scored from the right.
Yeah. The problem is, I think if you put Sterling on the left, you kind of lose a little bit of your creativity. So I would trust Cole Palmer to play on the left more. That's my opinion. But anyway, long story short, actually, he shouldn't play on the left or the right.
Quick.
I think Cole Palmer at this point, without Nkunku and without Chukwuemeka, should actually play at the 10.
Real quick, Cam, would you ever play Cole Palmer on the left?
No, and he come out.
No, into the mic.
Yeah, he come out early in the week, said he prefers his best position at number 10 on the right wing.
There we go. Another City fan, bro. You don't play him on the left, bro.
I think if we need an element of Chelsea, they need goals. So I'm playing him on the right, personally. That's just Tevin, this is going back to what it was earlier said on the Arsenal part. It was saying, you're missing the point, my G. I'm okay with you talking about us. I'm saying you guys should make up your mind. What must Arsenal fans do? Have confidence or be delusional or relax and not have chest? My answer to that is...
Be balanced.
It depends on what Arsenal fan, because a gal so positive, it makes me sick. You know, you could say others, I'm not going to name them because they think a bit differently, but I would class it a little bit... Sometimes the negative, I think you need to be a little bit more. You need to praise it, and you need to be a bit different.
Come on, no side, always negative.
Yeah, just be less reactionary. Like this is a thing. There was a point last season in January, like late December, when we lost to Everton, January, February, where like City didn't look good, right? And I was just like, yeah, but a season is 38 games, and just calm down, like. I just think Arsenal need to. The one thing, look, and you are right, by the way, that who am I to tell you as an Arsenal fan how to feel? Like, because for years, like, I've been like, don't tell me how I feel as a City fan, because you don't know how I feel, right? You don't know the journeys I've been on. And the same with Arsenal fans, yeah? But what I would say is know that you are there. You're back, right? Arsenal are not dropping off. For me, Arsenal aren't dropping off. Arsenal are now, for me, they're always going to finish in the top 4 for some time now, unless some other clubs come up. You're back, right? Stay calm. It's good, like, and just, it sounds mad. Trust the process. Trust the process. Like,
yeah, and that doesn't just mean to Arsenal fans. I think it's all different fans. Like, some people
love this one.
People might find me to be a little bit more. I don't know what kind of Man United fan. A bit deluded or positive.
You're hot and cold, bro.
I think you're
Yeah.
emotional.
You're hot and cold.
I think
I'm
you're
emotional. I'm
yeah,
emotional.
man.
yeah, you are. One minute you're like screaming they're going to finish second, like, and
You're,
people are under.
what?
Next minute you're going, I fucking hate this club and this club aren't like you. You are, yeah, you're emotional.
And then he
That's it.
realizes it's not the early 2000s, and then he realizes, yeah, what's going on, and then he comes to realism.
We have to have Dion when you're about to play Palace. That would be a great show.
I think we got you relegated, my G. Allow it.
We got them back-to-back games, Daps. We
hey,
got them in the cup game and in the league game.
Your last game, we relegated you. Relax.
Fair enough.
Hold
What a
that
trophy
one.
for Man United.
We
that one.
relegated you.
Premier
We
League
relegated
trip,
you as well, you know, Cass.
Man said you have to get a 78-year-old Roy Hodgson to bail you out. You shit guy.
Dennis Law and City relegated United. You know that.
Oh yeah. Sanjit said, "Is Jude Bellingham overhyped?" I
You can
mean,
answer this, Cass.
I look, people call him world class. I don't think he's world class. Yeah, I just think he's very good and he has world class potential, and he's going to get there, and he's definitely going to get there. But people go on like he's a Ballon d'Or type winner. I think he's way overhyped.
I saw these
future,
conversations. I saw the conversations about how can he win the Ballon d'Or? Is he on the way to win the Ballon d'Or? I'm like,
yeah. I don't know. Everyone has different perceptions of world class, and I just feel like, please, just like,
I think right now it's cooking though. I think Bellingham is cooking. I wouldn't say so. In terms of answering the question, I wouldn't say he's overhyped right now. He's doing
but some
very
people
well
think
right
he
now.
can do everything, but I've seen him in. I can just go back to last year in some Dortmund games, some high profile, and he's gone missing, bro. What people?
Yeah, but Dortmund to Madrid is different. I get what you're trying to say. But some players in certain clubs they do act up.
Do you know? Did we, Cass? Remember the last game of the season, the Dortmund game?
Yeah, he was injured.
Is that what it was? Was it in because he was on the bench, but he was still
Chelsea? I can go back to it. I can go back to it. Chelsea game, Champions League. Shit, where was he both games? Nowhere. Like it's just little things like that. So in the Champions League, where I get to see him on the world stage, not in a Bundesliga, I'm seeing him go missing, bro. Like I'm thinking, like, where is he? The way people overhype him, I want to see him do something.
So do you know the best? Right
now,
let's change the question. Let's change the question. For a 20-year-old, is he overhyped? For a 20-year-old, bro,
he's gonna get there. I think that's guaranteed. He's gonna get there. Right now, he is cooking. And to be fair, he deserves the hype right now. But when I say overhyped, I'm going through if he's world class or something. I just said no, he's not.
I think he's world class. You know, I think he's.
I think he deserves the hype right now.
The fact that he's walked into Real Madrid with that much confidence and chest and done what he's done, I think he's
20 years old. It's wild.
This is why I don't say certain other players are like when people say Bruno Fernandes is world class or Marcus Rashford. I'm like, what have they done, bro? Like, shut up. This is why I hate my fan base the most. Tevin Thames, again, big up Tev, says, big up to the man them. I like to be more balanced, but I hear you all. And I agree, it's about the balance.
That's a really good, do you know what? We've had a back and forth with him and it hasn't turned toxic. So salute to him still. Usually it turns into fucking violence.
Yeah, man. But yeah, moving on from Chelsea. I'm going to move it back a little bit. This is the one that you mentioned, D. I want to talk about for not too long, to be fair. Someone else that might be sitting on fire. What if Eddie Howe does not get a result against Brentford?
Come on, at home.
At home as well. That makes it worse.
They have to go and get a result. I mean, I think he was asked about this. He was asked about this as well before the game. And the thing is, we don't know yet what the new Newcastle's like. But we don't know what their approach. We don't know if they are like they want success right now. Of course, everyone would want success straight away. But then again, they over exceeded expectations in the first place because I don't think anyone expected Newcastle to be playing Champions League football this season going into last season. I think maybe some type of European football, but they've done. He's done too good for that team. So in a way, now the expectations up there. Now, in this game, they have to put in a performance because more than results, the performances for Newcastle, they haven't been there. Maybe against Liverpool, they were solid. But for example, Brighton away from home, they really didn't do much in that game.
City at home.
City at
home, they forgot how to attack.
Yeah. And these are the games. These are now the teams that Newcastle should really be competing with. Even Liverpool, yes, the performance wasn't horrendous. But then again, Liverpool had, 10 men and they still managed to get the job done. It wasn't a good look. So I think the expectation is there against Brentford. Brentford's not an easy team, but you have to be winning those games. And if they don't win it, let's see how the Newcastle board actually react, because are they like reactionary? Would they sack him after 5 or 6 games? Or would they say, you know what, let's give him time. He's over-exceeded last year.
It's not a good look for any manager. If 4 games on the bounce, you lose 4 games after getting the Tonales.
Would it be 4 losses?
4 games on the bounce. Listen,
hold on. Would it be 4 losses?
4 losses in a row. So you wouldn't listen against Man City. We didn't expect them to. Okay, so logically they shouldn't have won that game, and they didn't. Against Liverpool, they dominated the game and they lost because they were doing the small team
Still
thing.
not
They
good
kept
look.
missing chances.
Yeah.
It's not great.
Yeah.
And against Brighton, I am not expecting. I'm not expecting anybody to go to Brighton and dominate them. It's even Man City, like Pep Guardiola said, it's very hard to do that.
Yeah.
You'll have to take your chances, and they didn't. But anyway, 4 losses on the bounce with Newcastle. I think he is going to be under pressure, and it's going to be a crisis mode because they will have 3 points after 5 games. That's absolutely your objective is probably slipping away.
Do you know?
And I don't expect them to do well in. I've seen a lot of people expecting them to do well in the Champions League. I am not. It's a new.
Well, Tonali,
people are saying, yeah, go ahead.
Tonali and Sven Botman should or maybe might be back for this game as well.
Look, this game should be easy for Newcastle, guys. Come on, it's Brentford, Newcastle at home. It shouldn't be that tough. But however, I don't think that Tonali, Joao Linton, Guimaraes thing works.
Nah,
it doesn't work.
Nah. Do you know, Mo? I think firstly with the Champions League thing, I think there's a few teams that are getting a bit too over. Look, enjoy being in the Champions League 100%, but they're getting a little bit too over. I don't know. It's like all of a sudden the champions, like doing well in the Champions League's become easy. And
I don't know what Newcastle want, though, Daps. That's the question. We don't know what they want.
I can tell you as a City fan that were new to the Champions League, like it takes a minute to get used to it, because these teams you're playing that you think you're a lot better than because you are bigger than, right? They are champions of their division, right? They, in their country, a lot of these teams that we look at as, they're not that big, have been very dominant in their league for many, many years, right? They look at us English teams and they go, we're not going to respect you the way some teams in your country respect you. We're here to play football, and it's very hostile over there in a lot of these places. And it's a different, like, it is a different place. But I think with Newcastle, Dee touched on a really good point. Saudi investment fund is taking over the world. I think the WWE UFC merger, somehow Saudis are involved in that as well. But he's made a really good point. We know with Roman that Roman was, if you're not doing well, we're going to sack you. Right? We knew that. Yeah. We haven't, and there might be people that follow other sports Saudis have got involved in, but I don't think we know what they're going to be like. And it seems so far like them and Eddie have got a really good relationship where they're working together, but they will want like results. And yes, they're ahead of the curve, but that means they've moved the bar up. They're not going to go, oh, no, it's fine. Because you're ahead of the curve, you've got a free hit to finish wherever. They'll go, well, now the expectations are higher. I think they'll win, but I do think there will be, if it's 4 losses on the bounce, that is mad. And even if we look at the City game, after the Villa game, everyone was speaking very highly of Newcastle. They're playing a City team that were tired, a few injuries, and it wasn't the loss. Losing 1-0 to City at the Etihad, that's not, you're right. But it was very underwhelming from Newcastle.
Yeah, they over-exceeded last year. That's the biggest problem. Like right now, Eddie Howe, he over-exceeded expectations, Daps. And now he just has to live up to the hype. And it's all happening way too quickly for them. Just remember, Newcastle, only a few seasons ago, they'll find relegation. They had a very good chance of getting relegated. And now we're talking about them in the Champions League. We're talking about them losing 4 games in a row. Every team will have a bad spell. And I'll be honest, Eddie Howe, he's actually proved me wrong.
Keep the same energy, D. Keep the same energy.
You two need to get a room,
Hold up. When I talk about bad spell,
keep the same energy for other teams.
I'm not talking about years. I'm not talking about free. I'm talking about games. I'm not talking about years bad spell.
No, we're talking about this season.
There's some South London beef going on.
I mean,
a little boring, man.
Wait, you're talking about this season?
Blueborough Palace.
I mean, there's been a lot of problems. There's
man.
been a lot of problems with Man United already this season. We're not only just talking about football off the pitch as well. But Newcastle, they haven't had them issues because they know how to, run a.
Well, Sven Botman coming back is a massive plus. If he is back,
Yeah,
from there,
it's. How long's he been out for?
One
couple
game.
games. 1 game or 2 games? 2 games? 1 game?
1 game.
Well, look at the difference.
Yeah, it's day and night against
It
Brighton.
is day and night. Yeah.
When he got injured against Liverpool, they lost the game at the end. And then against Brighton.
What, did he come off during the Liverpool game?
Yeah, he twisted his ankle.
What minute?
After he made the mistake for the goal.
Yeah. The first one.
Botman for me was like
First one,
definitely top 5 defenders last season, potentially top 3 centre backs last season. So that will be a big loss.
And they invested to be honest, their transfer market, the transfer window was absolutely terrible because they didn't get a centre back.
Yeah. It's a bit
Let's
mad there.
see how the fans react as well. That'll be interesting.
Yeah.
I don't think they will. Yeah, but I don't think they will turn on Eddie Howe now until
that's what I'm saying. If they don't,
even if they lose the Champions League game as well. Yeah, people wanted to compare their Champions League run to like Leicester, but remember Leicester were the Premier League winners, so they got an easier group because they were top of that.
There's a lot more expectations on Newcastle than there ever was Leicester as well.
Yeah, because of the ownership. Yeah.
This is Newcastle.
No one spoke about a what's it? No one spoke. Yeah, but no one spoke about a Champions League night at the King Power. Right, everyone's speaking about a Champions League night at St James's Park. That tells you how much pressure there is on.
I was on what's it called? What's his name? Prison London night, where I do his show on a Monday, and he was asking what's it like at St James's Park, and I said, you know what? Maybe you haven't. What I've heard from people at the game or what you hear on TV, I said, remember Atletico Madrid's old stadium? It's basically a cauldron. It's loud. Your fans that want to sing, good luck, because this is their first time back in 20 years. So 20 years, 25 years.
Do you know what? Do you know what you have to do at them stadiums? Yeah, like, and we did it at Bayern this season. Those stadiums, you have to weather the first 25 minutes by any means, right? Because if you weather that first 25, the fan base then turns a bit more like what you'll find is the first 25 minutes, the whole stadium is rocking. After 25 minutes, if they do not score, it turns to just their ultras behind the goal and the rest of the stadium quietens down. And then, okay, now we need to push on, because that's what you have to do in these European games. Like the Bernabeu, the minute they get alive, it's a long.
That's
long
what I'm saying.
day.
People think Newcastle's atmosphere is great, and I think it is compared to other English clubs. But for example, I'm Turkish, and I've been to like Fenerbahce versus Galatasaray. I've been to like different games like that. That atmosphere in Europe for some of these clubs is a whole other level. And I think I think Newcastle away from home, I think they'll be maybe a bit shocked for it, especially their fans, because if they haven't gone abroad games anyways, because European clubs have some great fans as well. It's not just
for real.
Newcastle.
Guys, hit that like button. It's 750 of you here. Hit that like button for us, please. Give it to 300.
So can I just
likes or 400 likes?
People, through the international break, we haven't really been asking for the likes, but we're now back. There's football back. We're doing 2 shows a day again now, right? But the algorithms, some of you will have heard of them before, they've dropped off a little bit, right? We need you to hit the like button to get us back up there and start pushing us back out. So please, we're not going to do it like regularly on every show, but I'm asking you now, just take 10 seconds out to hit that like button, please. Get us going again, then the rest will carry itself. But we need that kickstart. And do the same for every other channel you watch as well, please.
I want to just go past the Spurs Sheffield game. Okay, quickly, because of one thing, because of Postecoglou winning, because Postecoglou winning.
What's up with Madison?
No, actually no. Huh?
Can we talk on Richarlison real quick?
Yeah.
No.
What about him?
No, why?
No, okay. Just real quick. Did you see what happened with Richarlison?
Mr. Sitter came out crying and said mental health.
But no, bro. I hear it still. I hear it. Like sometimes people have shit going on, and that can affect your performance. So we'll see with Richard. Yeah, real talk. Good on him for talking on it. And it is a thing. Like for someone that suffered with performances in my day job during issues that are hard, it does impact your performance. So, but now Richarlison, now's time you've got to kick on, bro. Like now you've made that statement. It's time to kick on.
From that, you can't be a shithouse no more.
Has to kick on now. Oh, real talk, bro, as well. Can't be a shithouse. Yeah, fair point. Yeah.
You're crying live on camera.
Yeah.
You're crying live on camera and everything. Don't get me wrong. Mental health, scream all of that. But now you're a bitch to everyone. That's the way it's
Whoa.
going to be. No,
I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say that.
Hold on.
I wouldn't say that.
Hold on. Let me speak on behalf of Cass, because I know what he means is now you are going to be perceived as a bitch. Therefore, you can't be acting like a shithouse. That's what you meant.
Yeah, exactly. Not the part of the mental health, but if you're coming on the field and you're this hard man that wants to shit house everyone, right? If I've seen you crying and I'm coming up against you as a footballer, I dare you to shit house me. I will mock you till you cry again, bro.
I swear you've seen me cry before, Cass, to be fair.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. But I'm just saying, it doesn't mean you're weak, but you can't shit house me no more. So that element of your game, for me, is not you. I'm talking about Richarlison.
I'm joking, bro. I'm joking.
Man.
I think he's going to have some time away, though, isn't he? So
is he?
No, he's just seeing a therapist. He's just seeing a therapist.
Okay, interesting. But I wonder if he'll start him.
Nah, no chance.
I wouldn't after that. I wouldn't.
Yeah, after that, and also his performances. I think this might be the time, and it might be good for him as well. Take some time away, just set back and then reevaluate. Because I can't he's been having howlers even when Tottenham has been playing well. He hasn't done that at all.
Maguire mental health statement.
I think he took more time than what he deserves on this show, to be honest. Richarlison.
Well, I think the same about Spurs. Yeah.
I just wanted to ask. I really wanted to ask one question. Postecoglou winning manager of the month. Does that bother anybody here? I don't. I've seen a lot of backlash.
How many points have they got?
10. I've seen a lot of backlash on Twitter from.
Do you know what? I'd probably give it to him because, like, with City have got 14, 12. 14, 12, 3, 6, 9, 12. Thank you. Yes, sorry, maths weren't my best point. 12 points, but Pep's been away for 2 of them, so you know what it is what it is.
Yeah, but it's still sad though. I'll be honest, you're calm with it, but if I was a City fan,
I'm not bothered about them ones, bro.
Hold on. To be honest, I actually think that manager of the month is for someone who does something that is unpredicted and unexpected. Pep getting 12 points is achievement and everything, but you expect him to get 10 points. Okay, Postecoglou, everybody ruled him out, including myself. I said this guy's gonna be, I don't know who is this guy. So for him to play the way he played football, play Man United the way they played Man United, he won the game at the end, and then they're getting 10 points now. It's something unexpected. The one that I think should have got it as well is David Moyes. 10 points after 4 games. David Moyes.
I think Tottenham does. I think Postecoglou deserves it more than David Moyes. Yes, I do, because as you mentioned, if you're going from that criteria, I think new squad, new manager. A lot of people doubted him as well, playing some excellent football, getting results. With Moyes, I think we know Moyes, and West Ham haven't always been like bad under Moyes. They just won European trophy as well. So I think Postecoglou for this month, if you're talking about,
I think
he's been a bigger surprise than David Moyes.
I think you're right. I think the fact that he's come in and look, Moyes has got an established squad and been given tools that, like, he's not a painter that's been given a football. He is a painter that's been given a paintbrush with James Ward-Prowse. Literally, like, here is the perfect tool to do the way you do your job, right? And I think I'm not going to pronounce the name. I'll butcher it to hell. But he's come into Tottenham and. Yeah, he's got him playing well. He's got the fans back behind the team, and he probably deserves it. Look, it's a monthly award. I couldn't give a shit about it, to be frank, as well, and I'm sure Pep couldn't either. So,
okay, we'll move on to
Man City,
and West Ham.
Oh, say that again, Mo.
Man City and West Ham.
No, you just said Man City here.
I said City.
You said City. You said City.
Oh, okay.
Man City.
Man City and West Ham.
Oh, you said earlier on
yesterday.
Today's show, that on yesterday's show, one of them on Terry's, that people thought that this is going to be a walkover.
Yeah, bro. Everyone predicted City wins. Yeah, bro.
I said 2-1. I said 2-1.
I said I think City will go down and get the 3 points, but I said I don't know how. It's like, again, I looked at Newcastle at home. I thought that was a tough game. I respect any away game is a tough game, right? Any away game in the Premier League is a tough game. I think the fact that Kovacic, who started the season so well, is injured, We haven't got Stones there yet playing next to Rodri, which is established. We haven't got Grealish that last season was established on the left. It gives us dilemmas, right? And like I was asking Cam earlier, what I said on the show yesterday. Initially, I said I think we'll probably play Foden, Rodri, and Bernardo, but he was like, "Nah, I think we'll throw Núñez straight in." And Pep likes Núñez. It's not that Pep's just decided to get Núñez. He's been a fan of Núñez. Núñez has played the Premier League. Núñez is fit. Núñez has been playing this season. It probably makes sense. But I just said about this being Moyes with the West Ham team that play his style of football, and they've got the perfect tools to play that style of football. It's like I look at little things, because now with beating City, you have to look at little things, and West Ham are very good at set pieces. Do we want players that have not ever played with this defense yet in set pieces? Does Núñez know how to defend set pieces as a unit with the rest of it? And I know it's very little, but these are small margins, right? This is going to be a tight game. It's not going to be a walk in the park. Like West Ham have 10 points out of 12 for a reason. So it's, for me, I think it's one of the toughest games of the weekend, to be honest. Like, we're going away to West Ham, who currently have 10 points, and we just have to get the job done. This is the thing. I started off saying Arsenal just need to go Everton and get the 3 points. Same with this. It could end up being a walk in the park. It could. This is City. But we can't look at West Ham and think, I was hearing 4-1s and all sorts. I'm thinking, come on, man.
United Brighton, I'll be honest, I think United Brighton is a tougher fixture.
I think because it's at Old Trafford, it isn't, bro. Because it's at Old Trafford, I don't think it is.
No, it's not a tougher fixture. This is because the way they want to set up, West Ham want to frustrate and just play on the break. This is what they've been doing. They've done it against Brighton. They've done it against Brighton. They've done it against Chelsea, by the way, when they were all gassed at the time, when they went the second game of the season after Liverpool. They went against Luton. The thing is, what we can say, when they were playing against Luton, they had all the ball and they didn't look that great. But when they don't have the ball, bro, they're monsters in the air.
They're happy to defend, bro.
Banner's sick at this moment. Nea Gerd is back. Emerson's hitting some
create a chance though. That's what I'm thinking.
I'm going to go off what I saw last year. City, should I say, struggled a little bit in terms of West Ham breaking them down until De Bruyne, easy ball, Haaland. That's the difference is Haaland. One chance, one goal, get another one. That's what they need to do this one, because I'll say the same thing about Arsenal and Goodison Park. If it gets to the point where it's 70th minute, I think it could be a very long day, but you can't rule out City because they got that one edge. We saw it at Sheffield United. That's what I don't think Arsenal have, personally.
That's what Rodri said as well. Rodri said that this extra, the way that way that games are now with this extra 10 minutes, because of City, but it's hard, bro.
Alvarez is not Thomas Souček. He's much better. They got James Ward-Prowse. Now they're going to, look how many...
Bowen's on fire.
Bowen's on fire like this. You can't
rule out Antonio, guys. Even Antonio.
Antonio. I remember when Diaz first arrived in the Premier League and we played West Ham. I think it might have even been at the Etihad, and he was the first forward that gave, and until he got he got an injury and came off. He actually got the better of Diaz and scored a goal, like some mad overhead kick, really, really low. He's a handful. If Antonio didn't get injured so much, he would be rated a lot higher in the Premier League. He's as a defender, he is a handful, bro. He's
a weird player though, Daps, because he's either crazy on form or he's just quiet. There's no in between with Antonio. I remember there was a period where
he's never bad.
Yeah, because of his physicality. I think that's what it is.
He's never he's never in a game that doesn't offer anything. He always offers something.
But then again, West Ham have tried to move on from him as well with getting Skamaka. They tried it. They haven't. But I do think in the long term they will have to move on from him.
Yeah, he's 32. They will have to move on at some point.
Well, the funniest thing is, my boy just compared him to Akinfenwa. My boy just goes and sees a better version of Akinfenwa.
Remember, Antonio should be right back.
West Ham getting anything out of this game?
They can. But the thing is, I think this is going to be the result for a lot of top teams that want to play against West Ham. Be prepared to play against the Detroit Pistons of the Premier League.
Hold on. What are Detroit Pistons?
Back in the 90s.
I never knew you watched that.
Shit houses. That's what I'm going to say. Shit houses. And that's what I think West Ham are going to be. And if City get a draw, they can afford one because away from home and it's still early doors. It's not the worst result in the world.
No, I'll be honest. I back us to get 3 points. I think this is the beauty. I always say
80s, 90s, yeah.
I back Pep and say Pep is evolving every single season. Pep has a team that study every single team out there. Pep knows what West Ham are about. This isn't like we can't go into this and go, oh, we didn't know West Ham play like this. We do. Pep's had 2 weeks. In fact, Pep's had 4 weeks chilling in Barcelona, recovering. I'm telling you now, Pep spent them 3 of those 4 weeks probably studying West Ham, pissed off that he can't play football and working out the way to beat this team. Like people say overthinking, damn right overthinking. That's what wins trebles. That's what he's been doing. And I think we'll go out and we've got this. Let's remember, we have the defense that can shithouse games. Like we have Rodri, we have the players we beat Inter Milan in the Champions League final, which was pressure and a team that were playing kind of shithousey football, Mo. So we know what we've got to do. We just we have to go and get the 3 points. I think we will. But yeah, I just think it's mad that people look at this game and think it's an easy game. It is not. It's not an easy game. It's not.
To be honest, I see it's a 1-goal margin or a draw for me. Just 1-goal margin or a draw.
Yeah, I think so as well. That's the way my thought process.
I'm not seeing 4-0. I'm not seeing 3-0. I'm not seeing that.
But if City have that early goal, the game can change.
Yeah, it's gonna be long.
There could be that 3-4. It depends. If City, it's all West Ham need to do is try to keep it 0-0 as long as possible. And if it goes into half time, then that's when things get interesting. But if City get an early chance and they score the goal, I think it could be easy.
For me, they need to get to about 70, 75 minutes.
With City, generally, it's round about...
the second half, I can't stand City, bro. They're annoying.
But for me, the one they really need to avoid is City getting a goal just before half-time, because often that is the killer, where City just go and somehow get a goal just before half-time, and it downs the spirits. But you're right. If you can get to about the 65th minute without City taking the lead, we get frustrated. So you have to, and I think that will be the same with Arsenal this season. When teams play the low block, if you play the low block against a team that generally dominate possession, if you can get to about the 65th-ish minute, teams start getting frustrated, and then the games get stretched.
Yeah, I actually think this West Ham strategy in this game can be frustrate City in any minute, then play Bowen and Antonio on the counter, get a corner kick, and it's ward-prowse world. This is it. It's as simple as that. City will push a lot of people up front, and then it's all about the corners that Bowen. How many corners Bowen can get in a half? So ward-prowse can do something.
Yeah. Mo, that sounds great in an ideal world, but then again, it's City. Like City are facing.
I get what you're saying, but again, with Ham as well,
I think they should be able to nullify that. You would think that.
I think D, you're right.
D, I didn't say Bowen to score.
No.
I know the plan. I know what West Ham would think, but then again, that negativity, I think City will counteract that, and I think City will get the better out of that. I don't know if West Ham will create that many chances as they have on the counter. I think City will be ready for that.
I think the other thing is that exactly what you said there, Mo. Listen, we come on to podcasts and we talk about what we see. Pep has a team, and to be fair, most managers at football clubs have a team that watch games 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 times, right? Exactly what you said. Pep will know. Boys, do not give away stupid free kicks, right? If the ball is going out for a corner, put it out for a throw-in, right? These are the things that you like. If I see a City player bringing down any West Ham, West Ham in a certain, it's one of them dark arts, bring him down round the halfway line. Don't let him get into the final third of the pitch and bring him down. They are the dark arts of football. Fernandinho was the master of it. Bring them down before they get to a point where they have a free kick from a certain position. The players will have been told this, but it's just going out. And I guess this is the small margins again. It's players going out and executing a game plan. And it's not just about your game plan to win it. It's also your game plan to make sure that other team do not score and do not trouble you. And that's what we've got to do. Simple as that.
I think we'll see. I think that game is exciting in terms of I don't know what the result is going to be. It's unpredictable, to be honest. It can go either way. I can actually see West Ham winning as well.
Mo, so let me put it this way, yeah? With our Saturday show, when City have played on a Saturday, yeah? Next weekend, we play Forest at home. I'm probably going to tell you, man, I won't be on the Saturday night show. Yeah. And you won't need me because I think we're going to get 3 points. So I'm going to go out after the game and get drunk. Right. But tomorrow, I'm going to make sure I'm home for 10:30 just in case the hyenas want to come and say what they've got to say about City all of a sudden not being in a title race and all of that. So it's not an easy game, bro. It's one that I am worried about, and I'll openly admit it. I'm worried about it.
Yeah. Tomorrow.
Mo,
about
don't go
United?
anywhere. I will cook you after the Milan derby.
Is that Clinton that was on last week?
Yeah,
Old type Clinton. Why does he support 2 teams then?
Oh, perhaps, but he just wants to roast.
Probably a Brighton fan. Probably a Brighton fan.
That'll be 3. He's Arsenal and Milan then.
Is it? Fair enough.
I was gonna say.
What about United?
What, United, or you want to save it for
you know what?
soccer brunch?
I thought we might save the juicy part for tomorrow morning. Gives an incentive. And Liverpool.
Yeah, good shout because we got Roms.
So guys, right next to Daps, soccer brunch, 10:30 UK time. It's a great show, a studio show-based show. Will be Roms, Daps, Cass. You're there, Daps, right before the game.
Yeah, me and Cam's going to be on with me for a little while as well.
Cam as well, another City fan, Daps, Cass, Ty, and Roms to talk about Liverpool game. It's 12:30. Liverpool have not won 1 out of 5 12:30 games they played last year. Very exciting.
You're studying that on the plane.
I actually heard it in a podcast. So
They've had a lot of 12:30 games though. Apparently they've had like 12:30 games, and the next team that's closest to it is like, who was it? I forgot, but it was
probably
6.
had quite a few last season.
It's 6, and they got another 12:30 game coming out after the next international break. I don't know what. Yeah,
it's to do with Champions League. You wouldn't get it. It's to do with when you're in the Champions League, bro.
Oh, okay.
But guys, guys, hit
but you
that
lot
like
being in the
button
Champions
for
League
us.
as well,
Come
though.
on.
Like, why are you lot not getting the 12:30 kickoffs then?
Oh, it is what it is. People say the refs love us.
Guys, hit that like button for us. Please give us to 400 likes. There's still about 700 of you here. And also check out Soccer Brunch tomorrow, 10:30 a.m. Make sure to be there and like the show there as well. And hit the like button here. Subscribe if you're new. And we thank you, everybody, for being here with us. We thank everybody. We thank D. Thank you so much, D, for being here.
D, have you got a channel?
Yeah, I got a Crystal Palace channel, Back of the Nest. We do like reaction previews and stuff like that.
Back of the Nest, people. Back of the Nest.
Yeah.
Give them a subscription, help them, and we'll see you guys tomorrow.
Yeah, shit in the nest. Let's go.
This is going to be continued between you two.
You're smaller than City. Just remember that, yeah? You're talking. Wow. Your rivals won. Your rivals won a treble. You can chat to me as a Palace fan. Chat to me as a Palace fan, but you won't be able to talk to the City fans because you got nothing
what it's
to
like
say.
To be City.
The mighty United have filled out that they can chat to Palace, but City, they got absolutely nothing. That's what we like to see.
Okay, guys.
That's where we're at right now.
You're getting relegated.